Good morning. Thanks to all of you for coming today for this very special ceremony as we celebrate our 8th graders, soon to be 9th graders, at our St. John's Middle School Moving Up ceremony. Before we go any further, I would like to invite Gustavo Moreira for our opening prayer.
In the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Dear Lord, as we stand at this moment of change, we thank you for the journey that has brought us here, for the lessons learned, the friendships made, and the challenges overcome. We are grateful. Guide our steps as we move forward, filling our hearts with compassion, humility, simplicity, trust, and zeal. Help us embrace new opportunities with open minds and steady faith. May we carry the strength of our past and the hope of our future with grace. Bless our teachers, families, and friends who have supported us along the way. May their love and guidance continue to inspire us. We walk forward today with confidence and joy, trusting that each step leads us closer to our purpose. Amen.
Thank you once again. My name is Chris Cowan. I am the interim principal for St. John's High School, and I want to thank you for allowing me to say a few words to you today. This is unique and special for me, for one reason in particular. During my time at St. John's so far, I've either been the assistant principal for student life, or as I mentioned more recently, first the acting and then the interim principal. However, last spring saw the brief return of Mrs. Granados, so I was not the principal during last year's moving up ceremony. Therefore, this is my first and perhaps only chance to have the opportunity to speak to rising 9th graders, and in many cases, rising 9th grade pioneers. So given that this may be my only chance, I thought to myself, what should I say to these guys? I hope I get it right. And as the father of a soon-to-be 12-year-old boy who means the world to me, I thought it best to share some words that I've either already shared with him or probably should as he continues to grow, just like all of you. So here goes. Try new things. Show of hands, please. How many of you were involved in a club, activity, the arts, or athletics during your time in our middle school? That's amazing. Continue to try new things. You might develop new interests, talents, and skills. You might find joy in doing something you never even knew existed. You might make new best friends. Have a positive and healthy routine that challenges you to develop a work ethic and become productive. This will help you feel accomplished, avoid laziness, and avoid negative temptations in your life. Get comfortable being uncomfortable. Embrace a challenging situation. Be resilient and be brave. If you get comfortable being uncomfortable, You might find yourself doing the right things even if the right things aren't easy. Be kind. Welcome the new kid. Be nice to the kid who looks or talks a little different, has different interests, looks lonely, looks down, the kid who needs a little love. Be there for them, especially when others around you are not. That's confidence. That's being a strong young man, and my hope is that that's what you all become. It's okay if you don't know what you want to do with the rest of your life just yet. You're not supposed to know what college you plan to go to, and it's certainly not expected for you to know what you want to do for a job or a career just yet. I myself did not know I wanted to enter the field of education until after I was a waiter, a short order cook in Disney World, a timeshare salesman, a restaurant manager, a travel agent, and even a movie theater custodian. Not in that order. You don't need to have all the answers right now, and honestly, you probably shouldn't. Work hard, but enjoy the journey. I realize that the vast majority of you are attending St. John's High School in the fall, and I can't wait to see most of you back here in late August for your new high school student orientation. I challenge you to welcome our non-middle school freshmen who will be joining you at that time, and to be kind and welcoming to them and be open to developing those new friendships, as I mentioned earlier. Your high school experience and theirs will be forever connected, and my hope is that the St. John's Middle School versus the non-St. John's Middle School difference will very quickly disappear, and that the only difference remaining for you is the length of your St. John's experience, either 4, 5, or 6 years long in most cases. But no matter where your life's path takes you, through high school, college, military, professionally, personal, and beyond, I sincerely hope that your St. John's experience leaves you a happier, smarter, more confident, more loved, more experienced, and yes, a kinder young man than before you got here. Congratulations, and here's to your next chapter. At this time, I'd like to invite your assistant principal for middle school, Mr. Sean Dillon, to the stage.
Thank you, Mr. Cowan. Good morning, and allow me also to extend a warm welcome to all of our students, staff, and families. My name is Sean Dillon, and in my role as assistant principal for middle school here at St. John's, it is my honor to present the class of 2029 as they prepare to make the transition to the high school division. The week leading up to the moving up ceremony is meant to be a time of great joy for the middle school division. The 8th grade retreat took place this past Monday and was a chance for the class of 2029 to gather for a day of prayer, reflection, and camaraderie with each other and their teachers. Reflections for the day were presented by high school juniors and seniors here at St. John's. Our speakers focused on the topics of the present as well as the future. I hope that these reflections were enriching for our students. The reflections were especially poignant for me because the students delivering them were students who started their time at St. John's in the middle school division. For the first time this year, we have students who crossed the stage at graduation having begun as 8th graders here at St. John's. It's a proud moment, especially for all of us who have been involved in the division since its beginning in 2020. For our current students, whether they realize it or not, the opportunity to hear from high school students who sat in these very seats 4 years ago is a gift, and one that I know will continue to grow as more students move through the ranks of St. John's. My students know that it is a custom of mine to start a class that meets at the end of the week with a moment to contemplate gratitude. Personally, I've found that if I don't set aside the time to deliberately focus on the moments and the people for which I am grateful, it might not happen. During a week like this, it can be hard to find that moment of silence, but I managed it. Yesterday, I proctored the last detention period of the school year. The students came in droves. I'm very popular. It might sound unusual to say that I spent this time pondering gratitude, but the time felt right, and I did. And so I'd like to share some of my thoughts with you now. Please first allow me to share my gratitude for you, the parents and guardians of our St. John's men. More than 2 years ago, most of you met with members of the interview committee, including myself, and answered questions about why you wanted a St. John's experience for your son. You told us your hopes for both the present and the future. You talked about your concerns as well, and you asked thoughtful, insightful questions about the experience your sons were about to undergo. I think of this moving up ceremony as being one of the first major steps towards a promise fulfilled to you and your students. I am grateful for each of your partnerships, both when times were difficult and when we could share in the joy of your son's experience. To the faculty and staff of the Middle School Division, I also extend my heartfelt gratitude. I am grateful each day for the wealth of knowledge that you, our teachers, possess, not just about your content or classroom management, but also about every detail of the students in your charge. I don't have to write my speech for an open house or think twice about how I might answer a question that comes my way during curriculum night or conferences, because I have the utmost confidence in the experience that the students have here at St. John's, and that is because of you. Thank you. Please join me in sharing gratitude for the faculty and staff here at St. John's. And finally, I'd like to express my gratitude to the members of the class of 2029. Middle school can famously be challenging. It's a time of great change for you, and change can be uncomfortable. But it is also a time of great joy, and it's important to remember that. To me, middle school is often the perfect balance of the exuberance of childhood combined with the first glimpses of what it means to be a mature adult. It's the formal moments that make us proud of you, the honor roll assemblies, the extracurricular events, the success on final exams that comes from preparing yourself well. But it's also the little things. It's the recess periods. It's the middle school dances. It's the bus ride to St. John's prep for the away meet that help us to truly appreciate what it means to be in middle school. We are proud of the way that you've matured, and we've also been grateful to share the everyday moments of joy that are a part of who you are. I know that you will continue to develop and mature, but I hope that you always keep that sense of joy and let it shine forth when the time is right. We wish you the very best as you take the next steps into high school. Thank you. At this point, it is my pleasure to present the year-end awards to selected members of the 8th grade class of 2029. The focus at St. John's on the Xaverian core values of humility, simplicity, trust, compassion, and zeal is one that is present in our every interaction with students on both the middle and the high school levels. It is a focus that is present in the classroom, during extracurricular activities, in the Salem Student Commons and on the athletic fields, and even, we hope, at home. For that reason, these values are posted prominently in each of our classrooms, along with suggestions for how students can show these values at each point in the school day. It is fitting, therefore, that we honor selected students this morning with awards that bear the names of those core values. In selecting the recipients of these awards, we looked for nominations from the faculty. Additionally, we looked at data from our Pioneer Point system to identify which students had been recognized for the various core values. These nominations, in conjunction with our Pioneer Point data, served as the basis for a conversation where we made the often difficult decisions about which among our many candidates were the most worthy recipients of these awards. In presenting these awards, I will share with you some of our reflections on each of these students, and I will ask each award recipient to come to the stage to receive his plaque. We'll begin with compassion, defined as the tenderness of heart which is capable of seeing and hearing the needs of all. This young man extends unflinching courtesy to everyone with whom he interacts each day. More than this, he is an excellent listener and is a great helper to classmates and teachers alike. This award often goes to a student who can be counted on to do the right thing even when no one else is watching, and this year's recipient is perhaps one of the finest examples of this. The recipient of the Compassion Award from the class of 2029 is Samuel Beaton. The next award is humility, defined as the recognition of our total dependence on God. This young man finds great success in his academics and shows steady improvement in his athletics. He has finished his time in the middle school division with a spotless behavioral record. He does all of this without fanfare or the need for recognition. He moves about his day-to-day activities ready for the next challenge and is happy to celebrate the successes of his peers. The recipient of the Humility Award from the class of 2029 is Sean Kelly. The next award is Simplicity, defined as a way of thinking, acting, and feeling to offset the modern tendencies of materialism and consumerism. This young man begins and ends each day with a pleasant smile and a willingness to follow expectations. He is consistent in his performance and understands that success comes from hard work each day. He shows a willingness to participate in even the most humble of chores. This is a young man who carries himself with great maturity. The recipient of the Simplicity Award from the class of 2029 is Javier Martinez. The next award is Trust, defined as total confidence in God and in our brothers and sisters in Christ. This is a young man who follows every expectation that his teachers and coaches set for him without fail. He serves as a leader by example, sending the clear message that personal gains come from consistent effort each and every day. He does all this while maintaining an unflagging positivity and a welcoming nature that help to make him a friend to all. The recipient of the Trust Award from the class of 2029 is Nathan Zog. The next award is Zeal, defined as ardent enthusiasm for the mission of the church that God has entrusted to us. There are times when the recipient of an award requires very little explanation. From the start of his time in the middle school division, this young man has shown that he is all in on the St. John's experience. He comes in every morning ready to seize the day and make the most of his experience. He embraces all of the extra little things that the school community has to offer as well, whether it's the Spirit Days, the upcoming holidays, or even a birthday. His enthusiasm spreads to all those around him, and it's close to impossible not to smile during your interactions with him. The recipient of the Zeal Award from the class of 2029 is James Mulcunry. Our final award of the morning is titled the Brother Robert Traynor CFX Middle School Award. Brother Robert Traynor was the first headmaster of St. John's at a time when the school first taught students in the middle school grades. Brother Robert Traynor is our namesake not only because he is a reminder of our middle school roots, but also because he was a model of all of the Xaverian core values during his time at the original St. John's building on Temple Street in Worcester. The award that bears his name is therefore given to the student whom we agree has most demonstrated each of the 5 core values during his time in the middle school division. This student serves as a role model when it comes to demonstrating hard work and perseverance with a serious attitude. His academic work is impeccable, and he comes to every class prepared to follow instructions and put in his best effort. He is a talented athlete and pursues extracurricular interests with alacrity. His hallmark is his friendliness. Standing out, even among a class that has a lot of very positive students, this young man can always be counted on to engage with his classmates and teachers with an upbeat and welcoming attitude. He has been chosen to represent St. John's at events many times for this reason. On top of these things, he embodies the value of service to others. He can always be counted on to pitch in without complaint or even a second thought when help is needed. He is a role model for all of his classmates. The recipient of the Brother Robert Traynor CFX Middle School Award from the class of 2029 is Evan Nazare. Evan, congratulations. Thank you so much. Thank you. Now that we have presented our awards, we would like to take the time to recognize each member of the class of 2029 and present him with a special gift. I will call each student individually to the stage. As each student is named, he will be given a tie that has been designed specifically for students moving up from the middle school division. As our students move on to the high school division, where they will need a tie each day, we feel that it is fitting for us to present them with one at this ceremony. This tie is special in its design and also in its uniqueness. The tie is one that you won't find in our bookstore or online. Only St. John students who have passed through the halls of the Brother Robert Traynor Middle School Division have been given this token of appreciation. I know that our members of the class of 2029 will wear it with pride. I will call each homeroom forward to line up next to the stage. As I call each name, I ask the student to come forward, receive a tie from Mrs. Hall, and then join Dr. Horgan for a picture. I will ask all members of the audience to please hold your applause until all homerooms and all names are called. Mr. Smith and Mr. Smith's homeroom may stand and come to the stage. Oliver Andriotta. Ryan Baker. Massimo Balducci. William Beard. Samuel Beaton. Evan Benglian. Christian Benson. Jack Benway. Rohan Bandari. Benjamin Billiot. Adam Bissett. AJ Bro. Patrick Breen. Declan Breeze. Henry Brown. Jack Carolyn. Brody Karen. Sebastian Castro Maldonado. Sarth Chaudhry. Vignesh Chunduru. Matthew Clace. Xander Clark. Miles Croxford. Mrs. Tivnan's homeroom may stand and come forward. Vinny Dang. Blakely Duke. Zachary Dugan. Dermot Duggan. Cyril Eldho. Griffin Fosher. Preston Finaccio. Thomas Gregg. Raphael Hamway. Dylan Harris. Max Hebert. Karsten Hoffman. John Holden. James Hughes. Aditya Jais. Ashvin Jais. Colin Jabori. Sean Kelly. Anae Kerr. Owen Kilcoyne. Logan Killam. Tristan Ledoux. Ethan Lee. Mr. Giles' homeroom may stand and come to the stage. Joshua Lee. Alexei Levchuk. Owen Lind. Chase Loomer. Crosby Lucarelli. Chuck McRae. Davi Magales. Ethan Mangena. Javier Martinez. Alexander McDonnell. Matthew McLaughlin. William Mitra. Omar Miyakail. Christian Miranda Nieves. Sean Mitchell. Ishan Mitra. Gavin Moore. Gustavo Morera. Deacon Mott. James Mulcunry. Anthony Muska. Mr. Legault and Ms. Peckis' homeroom may stand and come to the stage. Logan Myers. Aryan Nargawala. Evan Nazare. Cooper Nouveau. Tyler Newbald. Ethan Ofori. Ari Padavano. Rishab Pandya. Jacob Parkinson. Misal Patel. Thomas Paulowski. Bryce Patenti. Benjamin Pruitt. Adarsh Rajesh. Peter Rapocho. Maxwell Reyes. Caden Rorick. Liam Rotman. Wyatt Rue. Jonah Ryder. Yanni Sharman. Lucas Schleier. Mrs. Favuli's homeroom may stand and come to the stage. Andrew Sears. Mihir Sethi. Shrey Sharma. Riley Shea. Owen Shepard. Jacob Singer. Travis Saladina. William Sturrock. Ronav Sukija. Davian Sulo. Nathan Surratt. Luca Sfizero. Aiden Tao. Jeffrey Thayer. Ryland Tobin. Patrick Tracy. Samuel Trombley. Viraj Vadi. Luke Warren. Andrew Zastapil. Logan Zamitra in absentia. Nathan Zog. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating the class of 2029. We will now hear a musical reflection from selected members of the class of 2029. A.J. Bro, John Holden, James Hughes, Joshua Lee, Owen Shepard, William Sturrock, and Luke Warren. Thank you, gentlemen. It is now my honor to welcome our head of school, Dr. Horgan, to the lectern for our closing remarks. Dr. Horgan.
Good morning, everyone. To our students, families, faculty, and friends, thank you for joining us on this important occasion. We're here to celebrate a moment that is both simple and profound, a step forward. We are celebrating movement, moving up. To our 8th grade students, today, you stand at a threshold, a precipice. You are not who you were when you walked through our doors at St. John's in September of this year or last. You are more. You are wiser. You're more confident. You're taller. You're more aware of who you are and the kind of man God is calling you to be. As a former Latin teacher, I'm obsessed with the etymology of words. Our words and our language matter now more than ever. Let's look at 2 words that I just shared. Threshold. Literally, it's the bottom part of a doorway, usually a plank of wood, that keeps the quote-unquote thresh, the hay, the husk of an old floor inside the house. Symbolically, it's a limit, it's a boundary that once crossed leads to change or transformation, a moment of decision or a rite of passage. Thresholds matter in life. Cognitive scientists say even just walking through a doorway can change your state of being and mind. In life, they mark the moments when you move from one chapter to the next. They ask something of us. They ask us to pause and acknowledge a change, to reflect, to take a breath, and then step forward. Today is one of those moments. You are stepping forward into something new, a new season of your life, a new challenge, a new calling. You are becoming a high school student here at St. John's, and yes, you are becoming leaders in our community. You'll be joining 100 of your brothers who did not attend our middle school division here at St. John's, and you'll be asked to step up from day one to lead them with humility and grace. The path ahead is yours to shape, and you've been prepared to do so wonderfully and with great execution. The good news is you're ready for this challenge. You're ready because you had the foundation you've built through your classes, through your friendships, through your small acts of kindness, earning Pioneer points, your questions, your prayers, and your growth. You're ready because you have learned what it means to be a part of something larger than yourself. At St. John's, you're not just students, you are brothers. That means you show up for each other. It's an expectation. You welcome the next group of students, whether they below you in the 7th and 8th grade or join you in 9th grade, who will look for your guidance, for you to help lead the way. And you do not do that with perfection. We all make mistakes, but you do so with purpose and intent. Let us look at another word that we could use to describe the significant moment. Precipice. A little scarier. Precipice means a steep rock cliff or a high-stakes situation prior to a major change. High stakes are certainly ahead, and this change is major. When we look at the Latin root, precipice literally means head first. Gentlemen, this is my advice to you. Dive in head first. While today you cross a threshold into high school, dive into the experience ahead with all you got, with openness. Continue to immerse yourself in the experience of this great school and this amazing brotherhood. To be successful, I recommend the following. Be grounded. Stay rooted in your values and in your faith that have led every decision to this point and will guide you further. Be open. Be open to the new experiences, new people that help shape you, and be open to the surprises God has for you in store. Be courageous. Growth always involves risk. Take them more often than not. Be ambitious. Push yourself farther than what you believe is possible. You can do it. You've already done it. Trust yourself. Be kind. Always choose compassion over competition, and be faithful. Show a dependence on God to guide you, and he will carry you to new heights. St. John's is a place that believes in your potential, not just to succeed, but because of the difference you make. You're being called to become men of character, humility, and purpose. That journey doesn't start someday. It's already started, and it continues now. To our families, thank you. You are your son's first teachers and the most enduring source of love and strength that they will ever receive. Thank you for trusting us to walk with you on this path. To our faculty and staff, thank you for seeing the potential in these young men and calling it forth each day with patience and grace. And to the class of 2029, today you step forward, you cross a threshold, you overcome a precipice, and you take your place, not just as students, but as leaders, as brothers and pioneers. We are proud of you, we believe in you, and we can't wait to see the great things that you'll do in high school. Welcome home. We look forward to seeing you again next year. Thank you.
Families are invited to join us for a reception at the Salem Student Commons across the lobby. I'll ask students to please stand and lead us out for the reception.